Well, welcome to the campus here at the Christian School at Castle Hills, where we've been changing our world by changing young lives since 1961. Preschool, 6 weeks old, all the way up to seniors in high school and everything in between. We have an amazing campus tour prepared for you. I want to thank you for attending this virtual open house event. And if you're considering a change in your child's education for the year ahead, Castle Hills might be a place for you. In Psalm 127, God said through David, "Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it." And I just want to say today that the real focus of this school family is to build foundations in the lives of kids for successful lives. I'll have the opportunity to share with you in just a moment some of the results that have taken place in the lives of boys and girls and teens who've grown up and gotten the Castle Hills experience. Let me also today share with you two things that might be helpful in considering making one of the 2 or 3 most important decisions you'll ever make for your kids, meaning school, where they'll spend 2/3 of the day for 3/4 of the year. So what 2 things might be helpful to you in making a life-changing decision for your child or kids? Well, first, let me share that Castle Hills, for some said, stated, and documented reasons, may be the greatest school in South Texas, as we like to say, maybe the galaxy. But also importantly, in this COVID-19 and soon to be post-COVID-19 season of life, why Castle Hills might likely be the safest school in South Texas, and our goal, the galaxy. Well, let me start with why Castle Hills might be the greatest school in South Texas. Because speaking of the word starting, it all starts with the little people, where school starts. You know, our preschoolers and our preschool early childhood program has been recognized as the best academic head start for early childhood education in our region. Our days are filled with the 3 L's, loving, laughing, and learning. This intentional, developmental, early ed approach to laying a foundations for kids to have an over-the-top success by the time they get to kindergarten, all while putting Jesus and the Bible right in the absolute middle of everything all day long. Simply put, our early childhood education program, our Little Eagles preschool, is just simply like none other. It starts with the little people, but it ends with the graduates. Notably, 85% of the graduates of kids who've grown up here in the school have been academically scholarship to college or university. I just don't know of another place that meets that benchmark. The average scholarship of our high school seniors this past year was over $95,000 per graduate. Our vision is to graduate servant leaders, and we actually do that. Today, there are 1,000 graduates who dot the globe, serving as we speak in the United States Congress, the state legislature, the young woman who argued the Hobby Lobby case before the Supreme Court a few years ago and won, incidentally, first religious liberties case won before the Supreme Court in a generation. College presidents, entrepreneurs, CEOs, published authors, K-Love recording artists, leaders and pace setters in medicine, engineering, piles of engineers, law, architecture, business, banking, pastors, missionaries who surround the globe on every continent except Antarctica, And teachers, tons of teachers, many of them who come back to teach on this campus to do what was done for them as they grew up here at Castle Hills. You see, the weight of the lives of young men and women who graduate from Castle Hills, the excellence and the achievement that follows their education here at Castle Hills does not happen by accident. Only an intentional, relational, visionary, and foundational plan can produce the results in the lives of children and teens like we've seen in Eagle graduates. So let me just quickly answer a question that we get asked often. Why is this working? Well, three things real quick. First, and I can't say enough about why this matters, God is at work in the lives of the kids. I'm in a palpable way, not perfect kids, but it's unbelievable the way that God's hand is engaged and involved in the lives of young people on this campus. The priority that's placed there, our mission is to lead kids to know Christ and to make him known. Second, the right people are standing at the front of the room. I often say I'm not qualified to carry the hat of most of the people that work for me, and it's honestly and seriously true. Not just their credentials, their years experience, or their advanced degrees, which is unbelievable, but just who they are as people and the way they pour and invest in the lives of others. And then last, leadership, actually servant leadership. We have values that we begin and attitudes that we begin to develop as early as kindergarten and even to some degree in their 4-year-old pre-kindergarten. 5 attitudes that eventually elevate the altitude of each boy and girl on the campus. The first we call the right king, who's large and in charge in your life. The idea of ultimate authority. To be a great leader, you've got to grow up understanding how to be a right follower, and it starts with the Lord Jesus Christ, the right king. The second is respect, the powerful principle of honor. The way a boy or girl relates to and respects their mom or dad matters. And then real hard work is the third attitude. The idea of the Protestant Christian work ethic. We say, I love work, work comes before play, and work is fun. And the incredible culture that you see up and down these halls, that kids are engaged in and actually happy in the work they're given to do. Fourth, responsibility. Every kid on campus here has a job. My middle schoolers pull weeds from time to time along the way through the year. You know, I actually don't need them to pull weeds. I have landscaping people to do that. But everyone on campus has a role or a responsibility. People don't have a healthy identity until they carry responsibility. That's a good thing to carry over at home. First graders ought to make their bed. Second graders ought to take out the trash. And then lastly, the fourth, you'll notice they all start with R. It's alliterated: right king, respect, real hard work, responsibility, and last, real love. You know, to grow up to be a great leader and to make a difference on the world, kids have to be exposed to people who love them and plant those seeds in their life. People don't care how much you know as a leader until they know how much you care. So Castle Hills may well be the greatest school in South Texas for some of those reasons and more. And you'll hear more about it in the tour you're about to get. But it is our intention also for Castle Hills to be not only the greatest school in South Texas, but today the safest school in South Texas. Briefly, let me say today that we have developed a plan, a really over-the-top set of protocols and strategies that we are currently implementing in partnership with 6 other leading large private schools across the state of Texas, called Safe, Smart Schools. In short, we're reinventing the way school is done on campus. 12 health and safety strategies, procedures, and protocols to make this the safest place for kids, hopefully anywhere. And in short, we are maximizing our efforts to minimize the transfer of germs from the common cold all the way up to anything else. You'll hear more about that down the way, and shortly there'll be an informative video on our website that opens the door for you to understand in more practical terms how this Safe, Smart Schools program works. So now you get the talk of the tour. Hope you feel like family and sense how God's Spirit is at work on this old hill. And you're going to be impressed in a number of ways. The 1-to-1 ratio on touchscreen technology for every boy and girl with a laptop issued to them when they come to campus. The amazing success of our award-winning fine arts program, state championship athletic programs and accomplishments. You're going to get to be exposed to an unbelievable college credit engineering program that we have here in partnership with the University of Texas at Austin in the engineering department, the K-12 STEM emphasis, and on and on. But let me just simply say, as we introduce you to the campus, what you're mostly going to be impressed with is that the people you're about to be introduced to, they are difference makers. They are world changers. They shape the hearts of the kids who walk these halls on a daily basis. Next fall, I hope that's your kids, and God bless you real good.
I'm Susan Covarubia, Director of Admissions. Welcome to the Christian School at Castle Hills. Come inside and join me for a tour of our campus.
Good morning, welcome to Castle Hills.
Come on in. This right here is our Victory Building. We provide Christian education for the littlest ones beginning at 18 months old all the way through the 12th grade. The building that you've walked in right now is our secondary building where our 7th through 12th graders come to school. Join me and let's look at some of those facilities, starting with our science lab. The science lab is where all of our students in 7th through 12th grade will spend about 40% of their time. They'll spend the other time in the classroom, but then they'll join the lab and do projects, experiments. We are highly involved in science fair projects. We have AP classes. 7th and 8th graders will take earth science and then life science. Biology is for 9th graders, chemistry in 10th grade, physics in 11th grade, AP as well. They can also take an engineering and design class, which is a partnership through UT Austin. And then in 12th grade, they can take the engineering programming class or anatomy and physiology. Many of our students are involved in our science fair. We've had 2 or 3 go on to our state competition this year. We'll see if that takes place in our new circumstances. But as you can see, this is a state-of-the-art facility, fully equipped, so that our students can challenge themselves and become innovators in their fields. Next, let's go look at one of our classrooms. While you've been home and while our students have been home, we have had many of our faculty on site this whole week training to provide distance learning for our students. We may peek in and see some of those here shortly. Actually, I think we'll find one right now. This is one of our secondary classrooms. This is a science lab, and Miss Simons, one of our math teachers, is here doing distance learning as we practice how to teach distance learning. Miss Simons, I know you're one of our math teachers. Is there anything you would like to share about math here at Castle Hills?
We're working on distance learning by computer. So I've got an outline for my pre-algebra students for 2 weeks of learning coordinated with their textbook. So I'm hoping that helps everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our students will have the opportunity to call in for office hours with their teachers. We're learning how to use Zoom so that we can collaborate together. And so really, I think we will all be better teachers at the end of this, and we'll certainly know a lot more about e-distance learning, but we can hardly wait for our students to be back on campus. Let's now go to our art studio. Follow me. Fine arts is a huge part of Castle Hill's campus life. We provide to 7th through 12th graders fine arts in art, band, choir, or drama. Our art students have won the state championship through TAPS 4 years in a row. Some of the artwork we've displayed here for you, we're using different mediums of art. There's printmaking, there's batik. They have all different experiences in the different mediums of art. We have 2 pottery wheels, a clay cutter, and then down in our basement there's a kiln. And so for students who are looking for the visual arts, this is an amazing opportunity for them to enhance those skills. In addition to that, our fine arts students participate with band and choir through TPSMEA, Texas Private School Music Educators Association. Each year for the past several years, we have competed through that, and our students have earned superior ratings. We also participate through solo and ensemble. And then we have our drama department, but we'll talk more about that later when we go and see our newly renovated stage area. Follow me and let's look at our computer lab. Technology, as you obviously know, is a huge part of what learning is taking place these days. This is our computer lab. Students in 7th and 8th grade will have computer every day. They're going to learn Google Docs. They're going to learn basic coding and programming. Mr. Hoffman was a former programmer and loves teaching programming skills to students, so they'll get a lot of exposure to that, as well as web development, photography, and then their senior year, they will take an advanced computer class, which will give them the skills they'll need as they move into college. Follow me. This is our band hall. Students who select band will come into the band hall. They will have practice in sight reading, competition. We have an outstanding band and just a culture in our band families that is very sweet. That's one of the things we miss most about these changes, is that one of the best parts of our school is students on campus. So we are really missing having them here. Our choir also will go on trips, and we'll do that in coordination with our band. We're going to go meet our campus pastor, Peter Sargent, so follow me. Hi, come on in. This is Peter Sargent, our campus pastor, getting ready for distance learning training as well. I think he's produced some of the training videos for our students. Mr. Sargent, share with them a little bit about Bible classes and campus pastor duties and what you do here at Castle Hills.
Yes, ma'am. So I teach some middle school and high school Bible, and then I coordinate the chapels. So we have chapel every Wednesday, and it's either all of 7th to 12th, or sometimes we'll have separate middle school and high school chapels. I speak some of the other teachers and administration speak. We'll have guest speakers, and we worship together, pray together. It's a really neat time where the entire student body is together in the same room, worshiping, praying.
And then about our Bible classes, could you share a little bit about middle school Bible, and you teach senior class Bible, and then Mr. Sargent and I are the senior class sponsors as well.
Yeah, sure. So in middle school, we start with a Bible study skills unit. We do that for 6 or 8 weeks. Different ways to study the Bible, word studies, verse studies, where the Bible came from. And then from there, 7th grade is Life of Christ. So it's a look at the Gospels, but instead of going through them in order, we go through topically. So his parables, his miracles, that kind of thing. And then 8th grade, first semester, is a leadership study through the book of Judges. Second semester is a church and mission study through the book of Acts. And then going into high school, there's an Old Testament survey class, New Testament survey class, going through the entire Bible, big picture. And then it switches In 11th and 12th grade, we study worldview and apologetics. Now in elementary, they actually have a worldview Bible curriculum all the way through, so they have a foundation with that, but their perspectives in the end of high school are going to be a little bit different than maybe they were earlier on in 6th grade.
Thank you so much. One of the things that he also teaches is the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace class in Senior Bible. And so we want to prepare those students as they go into college and into life on how to be effective money managers, to be wise givers, and really how to utilize all of their skills for the glory of God. Follow me. We're going to peek in on some of our teachers in training. Here are some of our teachers who are training. Can you all say hello? We're doing a virtual tour.
Good morning.
Mr. Madison here is our Dean of Students doing a lot of our training. Miss Sedate in the back. Two of our science, well, all of our science teachers. That's right. Thank you so much. Hopefully you'll get a sense. What I'm trying to communicate with you is that Castle Hills is not just a place where you're doing math, science, history, Bible, and English, but it is a family of believers. And hopefully as you meet some of our faculty, you'll get the culture and the sense of how much we love each other and how much we love our students. I don't know how well that comes across in a virtual tour, but I sure hope that you'll be able to be on our campus sooner rather than later. Well, we're back to where we started in our Eagle Victory building. I'm going to let you look at some of the artwork that we have here, some of the fine arts that have taken place. We have done The Music Man Jr., Fiddler on the Roof Jr., Beauty and the Beast, a Broadway review, Miracle Worker. You can see some of our TAPS state championships in art, in music. We've competed in the one-act play through TAPS. We were first in district, and then we came third in state. And so the fine arts is just another extension of ways that students can express their God-given abilities. The next place we're going to go is I want to take you up to our Victory Gym, a great facility, a hub for a lot of our secondary students, so that you can meet Coach Wintercheck, our athletic director. So follow me. Here at Castle Hills, we provide PE for all of our students every day, kindergarten through 12th grade. Students in the elementary grades, kinder through 4th grade, will come for PE every day with Coach Nicholson. They will begin with taking a couple of laps around the gym while he's playing some Christian music, and then they'll begin their lesson, whether that is t-ball, kickball, hand-eye coordination, lots of fun activities where kids learn how to utilize their bodies, their muscles. Health and nutrition is obviously going to be emphasized as well. Athletics begins in 5th and 6th grade, and then 7th and 8th grade will have athletics and PE last period of the day, and our 9th through 12th graders will have PE first period, and those in athletics will come early. I believe Coach Wintercheck is inside waiting for us, so let's go meet our athletic director. Here he is. Let me introduce you to our athletic director, Coach Jeremy Wintercheck, who will share with you a little bit more about athletics at Castle Hills and Kingdom Athletics. Coach Wintercheck.
Hi there. Kingdom Athletics at the Christian School at Castle Hills is a really amazing group of people and an amazing opportunity for young people. Our mission is that we are building champions for Christ through the balanced development of Christian character, athleticism, servant leadership, and competitive excellence. And that's a lot of words, but really, in a nutshell, it means that we're using athletics as an opportunity to build kingdom people. And we do that in a lot of different ways. Our athletic department actually has competitive opportunities for people in multiple grade levels, starting in the 5th and 6th grade. So we have opportunities for 5th and 6th graders to compete in athletics. Most of their athletic practices are done during their athletic period or their PE period during the day. We also have athletic opportunities for students in 7th through 12th grade. We have a middle school athletic period that is happening at the end of the day, 8th period during most school days. We have a high school athletic period that happens at the beginning of the day during first period. So a lot of our high school teams will begin practice before school and then extend it through their athletic period. A lot of our middle school teams will start practices during their 8th period athletic period and extend them. after school. We've got a lot of different competitive opportunities in varying sports that you'll see in other schools as well. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for students to come in and compete, but also do that in a manner that is God-honoring.
Thank you, Coach Wintercheck. I know this has been your first year as our athletic director, but you've also had 2 kids start school. Can you share with us, maybe on a little bit more of a personal note, how your children have integrated and what their experience was their first year at Castle Hills?
Absolutely. So my kids have told me that I'm not allowed to leave and go anywhere else. This has become home for my family. I'll tell you, immediately when we walked on campus here, we were embraced by the staff and the families and the kids, and so we found our home, and this is where we want to be for a long time. And my kids have decided that being a Castle Hills graduate is what they want to be.
Praise the Lord. That's what we like to hear. Well, I'm going to invite you to join me. I want you to see some of the banners up on the wall, because athletics is an opportunity for kids to express themselves and to practice, to learn teamwork, to learn collaboration in ways that it's hard to do outside of that. And you can see that since our founding in 1981, Castle Hills athletics and Castle Hills students have a long history of excellence and competitive fine arts. This is a great space. This is also where we will have pep rallies. So imagine the stands filled with all of the little eagles up to the oldest eagles. And then we're going to also have our Eagle Banquet. Each October, in this very space, it transforms into our Eagle Banquet. And we will have 500 guests on campus, friends of Castle Hills who support us and are learning more about how they can be a part of the Castle Hills story. We will have guests like Oliver North, Tim Tebow, Steve Forbes, and most recently we had Hobby Lobby President and COO Steve Green here. I know most people think they're coming to our campus to hear from these guests, but what they leave with is the impression of how amazing our students are. We will have in this very space over 100 high school students serving. They are also the main portion of our program, so we're helping develop tomorrow's servant leaders today, which is our vision statement, and we actually give them those opportunities to practice public service, public speaking, servant leadership, just practical ways for them to do that on our campus at our Eagle Banquet. Well, now that you've seen most of our secondary buildings, 7th through 12th grade, we do have another floor where we have students who are learning in classrooms, and then on our 4th floor is our loft, which is where we have chapel. But let me walk you over to our elementary building, kindergarten through 6th grade, and show you a little bit about where the youngest Eagles spend their days. Follow me. Before we leave, I will point out that at the very top of our gym, we have our weight room. And so that is where kids will practice conditioning and strength training during the season and off season. All right, now follow me to our elementary building. As we leave, this is also where we have our concession area. During volleyball games and basketball games, we will have on our campus grandparents, donors, we will have elementary kids. It's kind of like living in a small town where everyone shows up to support the Eagles. Again, just another way to try to communicate to you the community of families and believers here at Castle Hills. All right, now we're exiting our Victory building. We're going to head over to our elementary building. Follow me. Here we are, ready to enter our elementary building. We also do drop off in this very same place every morning. Elementary starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 3:25. And then our secondary students start at 8:15 and go to 3:45. Security on our campus is tight. All of our doors are locked outside, and you can only get in with the school code. Only families have the school code and only parents have the student code, and then faculty have a pass that allows them entrance. Otherwise, all of the doors are closed. Let's head on in. As you walk into our lobby, you'll see that we have our elementary office here and our preschool office over on this side. This is where all of our families, preschool through 6th grade, would come. There's a congregation that comes here. They just fellowship together, but this is a great place for our families. Follow me as we investigate our kindergarten and first grade hallway. Here's Miss Gomes' kindergarten classroom. You may notice that the classroom's a little smaller than any of our other classrooms, and that is because in kindergarten we want them a little bit closer to us. We have 3 kindergarten classrooms, and we cap at 15 children in a classroom. They're going to come in here. They will have lesson times. They're going to learn their letters, their sounds, their blends, their exceptions to their blends. Many of them will already know how to count to 100, but we're going to keep practicing those things. They're going to learn how to tell time to the hour, the half hour, the quarter hour. They will be doing math, double digit, addition and subtraction. They will have Bible time. They'll have a Bible memory verse that they practice. We also do something called Apple of God's Eye. And this is a poster board. I think that we can see that we have one of our little kids over here and the God Made Me Special Apple of God's Eye poster. And it's where they get to put a poster board together of their things, their grandparents, their dog, their fish, places that they visited, things that are important to them. And then for that week, they are prayed over and prayed for. They also get to come up and talk about their family, tell the class and the teacher why God has given them all of these special people around them. Now that we've finished kindergarten, let's walk across the hall and look at one of our first grade classrooms. Our mission here at Castle Hills is to lead students to know Christ and make Christ known. Follow me and I'll tell you how we do that in first grade. So in first grade, they're going to take the foundation that began in kindergarten, and they're going to build on that through their language skills, their reading skills. Accelerated Reader, or AR, as we refer to it, begins in full force in first grade. This is additional reading comprehension, where students get to choose books at their reading level, and they get to choose the topics. It helps them to want to do reading. There are incentives through our librarian as well as through the classrooms. But this gives you an idea of the space. Right now, we're getting all of our packets together for e-learning. And so we will have students picking up all of these packets so that they can continue their education while the school is closed. Next, I'm going to tell you a little bit as we head upstairs about our music program. All students in kindergarten through 6th grade will go to an elective. Kindergarten through 4th grade will go to music twice a week, and that is a music education class taught by a music educator. We use an ORF style of music, so we have the barred instruments. 3rd grade, they introduce the recorder. They're going to do movement. They're going to do worship singing. It is a full music education class. They will also go to technology once a week. We use a Google Classroom and Chromebooks. They will go to PE every day. We talked about that earlier. They'll have art once a week. A great way for students to enrich their education. Follow me and let's go up to our 2nd floor and look at our Eagle Hall and our stage area. Well, even before we knew that we would be closed a little longer than spring break, plans were already in place for us to renovate our cafeteria, Eagle Hall, and our stage area. We have invested quite a bit in new curtains, in our sound and light system over the past couple of years, but this is where, as our theater teacher says, all the magic happens on stage. As you can see, lots of plans have been in place in renovating what our cafeteria will look like, so when we get back on campus, our kids will get a real treat and sing a renovated space, and our fine arts students and music students will have a brand new stage to get to perform on, which I'm super excited about, since I also assist with all of our drama productions, and I'm the choir director for 7th through 12th grade. Again, one of the ways that we are helping students get a full education experience is through those fine arts, through the athletics, and then through their academics. Follow me as we head up to our library and our 5th and 6th grade intermediate school hallway. Our library is one of the favorite places for our students in kindergarten through 6th grade. We have an outstanding space for students to come, enjoy checking out books. Our librarian will spend time with students because they will come once a week to the library, where they're going to learn about research, fiction, nonfiction, and then just have a chance to check out books. And over here on the computers, they can take their AR tests. As I mentioned before, Accelerated Reader gives them the opportunity to read at particular levels, and then Miss Jackson, our librarian, will definitely have incentives for them. Follow me and let's look a little bit at some of the classrooms in our intermediate school, which encompasses 5th grade and 6th grade. In 5th and 6th grade, students will have a homeroom teacher. That homeroom teacher will teach all of their core classes, and then they will rotate into other classrooms. This is one of our intermediate school classrooms with Mrs. O'Brien, who is one of our 6th grade homeroom teachers. Say hello, Ms. O'Brien. Right now, as I mentioned, they're preparing for students to come pick up their things. A much larger class, technology is utilized in the classroom on a regular basis. Let's go look at a few other spots. Currently this year, we have 2 classes of 5th grade and 3 classes of 6th grade. They will have lockers. I know our student ambassadors, those are my students who typically give tours, will highlight things that are really important. And I know that they really want you to know that we get lockers in 5th and 6th grade. One of our classes, Mr. Nanny's class, he has a 5th grade homeroom class. But again, it gives you a good idea of the spacing of the classroom. The rotation is such that in 5th and 6th grade, the homeroom teacher starts the day with them. Then they will rotate to the other classrooms and they end the day again with their homeroom teacher. This gives us a chance in that real transitional age to keep our hands on kids, to keep following up with them. How are they doing in their studies? How are they doing in their spiritual life? And the ability to be able to disciple them and continue to help them with time management and study skills. We're now going to go down one floor to our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade hallway. Follow me. Oh, here are some of our intermediate school teachers now. We'll say a quick hello.
Hi.
Courtney Mummy and Jeff Nanny.
Hey there.
Hi, this is Miss Reek, one of our 3rd grade teachers. Miss Reek, we're doing a tour of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade hallway. What would you like to share about your, let's walk back into your classroom.
Perfect.
I caught her off guard, but we're gonna get a little bit of a tour here with Miss Reek. Tell us a little bit about 3rd grade and your hallway in general, if you would.
Well, in 3rd grade, our big thing is students learn to work independently, and we teach full history and full science classes. We do multiplication, which they have to learn to be successful in 4th grade.
Yep.
And we do great service projects on our floor. In 3rd grade, we do Manna Ministries, which is a food drive.
Great.
That we get to do. And we focus a lot on student relationships in 3rd grade.
Oh, yeah.
Peer mediation.
There you go. That's important, not just for 3rd grade, but in life. Thank you so much, Ms. Reek.
Yes.
I know I caught you off guard, but thanks for sharing a little bit about 3rd grade at Castle Hills. As we keep going on, we'll peek into Miss Louie Dore's class, just so you have a chance to hopefully see a little bit more of what the classrooms look like. If you were on a real tour, this is what we would be doing. This is another one of our classrooms in 2nd grade. It is not unusual for me to come in on a tour, and I've done this for 15 years. And the tours that I come on, when I walk into classes, kids are about their business. We spend a lot of time at the beginning of the school year talking about procedures. What's the procedure for walking in the classroom? What's the procedure for turning in your work? The procedure for getting in line? et cetera, et cetera. And when we spend time on that, what that does is that we gain teaching time throughout the school year. It's not a discipline issue, it's just follow the procedure for that. That really means that students are learning skills that they can not only implement while they're here at Castle Hills, but into college life, where discipline, self-discipline, learning how to collaborate with students, critical thinking skills are key to having success. And so it is not unusual when I walk into these tours, kids are just doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's not a lot of foolishness going on in the classrooms, which means that everyone in the class is learning. And isn't that what we all want? For our kids to have that great opportunity to be on task, learning, and recognize that they're not just a number, they're an individual. We know their names, we know who these kids are, we know their families, and this week we've been checking up with them to make sure they're okay, and we hope you're okay as well. Now follow me, and we're gonna head down and keep our tour going. Follow me. As we end our elementary tour, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to encourage you to investigate and go through all the videos on our website. Look at more information. I will be available by phone or by email at admissions@castlehills.school. I hope that you and your family take care of yourselves, understand and recognize that the Lord is still on his throne, and any way that we can serve you, please give me a call. Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour of the Christian School at Castle Hills. Welcome to the preschool at the Christian School at Castle Hills. My name is Susan Covarubia and I serve as the Director of Admissions. Follow me and let's look and see where the magic happens for the youngest of students. Hi, Miss Rosemary. Miss Rosemary's been here for years, and so we'll just ask her, tell us a little bit about your class, what grade you teach, and tell us a little bit about your class in preschool.
Hi, I'm Miss Rosemary. I teach the pre-K 3. I've been here for about 12 years. And right now we're just working to get packages going and got to grade. And we're all in good spirits. And
wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Not just our kinder through 12th grade teachers are getting ready for distance learning, but our preschool teachers are getting ready for distance learning. This is a preschool, so education, curriculum takes place on campus as the teachers of our older students have done all week, so the teachers of our littlest ones have gotten ready all week preparing educational packets so that students can be at home and parents can utilize these resources to make sure that students are learning what they need to learn to be ready for coming back when school returns. Let's go through, now recognize that as we go on our tour, we've got a little bit of transition in the classroom with packets being ready, but we're gonna peek in so that you can actually see what the classrooms look like. Follow me. This is one of our pre-K 4 classrooms. Miss Wintercheck, actually the wife of our athletic director, teaches in this space, gives you an idea of the size of the classroom. Curriculum takes place in the morning times, and on our website you will find a preschool policies and resources packet that will detail what that curriculum looks like, the curriculum providers, but they're going to learn sounds, they're going to have a letter per week, they're going to learn vocabulary, they're going to learn sight words. It's pre-reading for them. They're also going to have countries that they're learning, city, state, country, all of those things that for little ones isn't already well established. They have curriculum in the morning. They will have then lunch provided, if you choose, through a company called A Matter of Taste. Then they'll have nap time. The afternoon teachers will come in and they will review the curriculum. So they have a curriculum review in the afternoon, playtime in the morning, playtime outside, and we'll go see those playgrounds here shortly. Let's walk through and we'll walk into another one of our classrooms. Hi there, can we just peek in? We're taking a tour.
Sure.
A virtual tour. We'll say hello to some of our preschool teachers.
Hi.
As we walk through, you can see the spacing of what our classrooms look like. And again, this is far more interesting when you have little ones in the classroom. Follow me a little bit further. I can tell you as a parent, my journey at Castle Hills began many years ago when I had recently moved to San Antonio and I was looking for a preschool. I had visited several and was not happy with anything I had found until I came to Castle Hills. When I came here, my daughter began when she turned 18 months old, and she's graduated now with the class of 2017, along with my 2 stepdaughters. It is an amazing foundation that is provided through our preschool. Not only the academic foundation, where kids learn to love learning, but also those touches from teachers, the care, the Bible learning. It's amazing what little kids are going to soak up when they come into a preschool program. Again, here's another one of our classrooms. This is a pre-K 3 classroom. Follow me, and I'm going to take you over to another building that's recently renovated, which is our 18-month through 2-year-olds, as well as we'll take a peek at our classrooms. As you can see here in our playground area, we've got a lot of space for kids to run around. For our kindergarten through 4th grade kids, they will come out to this space every day. They'll have recess. And then for our littlest preschoolers, we have a safer area for them within here for safety, to keep them in one area. We've also got just past here some brand new equipment for our preschool playground that has been ordered, and it's in the process of being installed this week. So when you come back for a tour in person, you'll get to see our recently installed brand new playground equipment. A little bit further this way, you'll notice that we have a huge open field. This is a favorite spot for the older elementary kids when they come out to play. Frisbee, football, soccer, just a great place for kids. The next stop is going to be our 18-month to 2-year-old classroom. So I'll see you there in a bit. Hi there, welcome to the newest portion of our preschool building. This is 18-month through 2-year-old classes. Come on in and we'll peek into some classes. As with all of our faculty, we're still preparing for distance learning for even the littlest ones. Curriculum does begin at the 18-month-old level. They're going to learn letters, they're going to learn numbers, colors, they're going to have Bible stories, learning the concrete truths of Scripture. They will have 2 naps. They will get to enjoy our playground space. So we've got an area right here that is for the older little ones, and then we've got another space over here, follow me, for our 18-month and 2-year-olds. Here is one of our playground areas. Come on in and we'll look at one of our classrooms. Come on in. This is one of our 2-year-old classrooms. This summer we had some work days where we had families from all across our campus coming over, sanding, painting, putting together furniture so that our littlest kids would have the very best classrooms. You'll see that we've got great play areas. They will also have nap time. They'll be playing music as they rest. All of our doors are kept locked. We have locked entrances at both sides of this building so that only families with keys, with codes, get to enter the building. You will find on our website a lot more information about the curriculum and the resources for preschool. They will have curriculum in the morning times, and then in the afternoon, when the afternoon teachers come, they will have a review of the curriculum. Follow me and let's look at the 18-month-old classrooms. Right over here, we have Katie's place. Katie Roberts was a longtime employee of Castle Hills Preschool, and we dedicated this brand new playtime area for our 18-month-old class in her memory. A great mentor for a lot of teachers and a lot of parents. Come on in and join 18-month-old world. In this classroom, you'll see, again, just lots of space. Each of the classrooms does have its own individual bathroom for the little kids. We have a birthday wall, so we're celebrating big events in kids' lives. We're going to have a lot of music, a lot of movement taking on in the classroom. We'll have a reading station. They're going to talk about winter, the month, the day of the year, the day of the week. You can see that this month our numbers were 7 and 17 and blue and white. We were talking about words that began with B, N, and E. And so again, just laying down the foundation for learning as it takes place year after year. I hope you've enjoyed the tour of our preschool, 18-month and 2-year-old classes. I look forward to giving you a tour on campus. As always, if you have any questions about the preschool, you can email us at admissions@castlehills.school, or you can call our preschool office at 210-878-1070. We hope to see you real soon on the campus of the Christian School at Castle Hills.